Live from the internet, it's the Dr. Tom the Frog Show!
Hi-ho! This is Dr. Tom the Frog, and you're watching the Dr. Tom the Frog Show, where we talk about tabletop RPGs. I'm super excited tonight because I have on with me Jason Morningstar from Bully Pulpit Games. How are you doing, Jason?
Doing awesome, Dr. Tom. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Oh, sir. You take note of that, everyone. Jason Morningstar just called me sir. Thank you. I understand.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Before we go any further, what did you call the name of my game company?
Well, Bullfrog Pulpit? That's the...
No, sir. No, sir. Check your notes. Get it right. We're not going anywhere till you get it right.
Rogers. Bully?
Bully Pulpit Games. Bully Pulpit.
Right. So,
not Bullfrog Pulpit. Your bias is showing, Dr. Tom.
I've got an amphibian agenda. I'm sorry.
You do. It's all right. Let's move on.
Okay. Now, I understand that Bully Pulpit is releasing a new game this month called Night Witches. Now, are you worried about the amphibian population explosion that will result from all these witches turning people into newts and frogs and things?
I'm not really worried about that because I think that the predator population will grow to accommodate them. So there'll be lots of amphibians, but there'll be lots of herons and raccoons and cats and largemouth bass. I think it's going to be great. Everything's just going to even out.
I don't want more predators, Jason Morningstar.
Well, then you better talk to the witches because that's the way things are going to go. I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm terribly intimidated. Now, hold on. What? Wait, this game's about women in planes.
Yes, it is, Dr. Tom. Yes, it is. It's not about witches. It's not about turning people into frogs and newts. It's none of that stuff. It's not a fantasy game. It's based on actual history. You want to hear the pitch?
Pitch me.
All right, I'm going to pitch you. So, during World War II, there were 3 regiments of Soviet airwomen. They were regiments that were composed entirely of women that fought on the Eastern Front against the Nazis. One of these, the 588th, was a night bomber regiment, and they flew outdated biplanes 1,200 consecutive nights, dropping thousands of pounds of bombs on the Germans. It's a story of incredible heroism, but it happens at the intersection of total war and the sort of really interesting interplay of endemic sexism that was part and parcel with the Red Army at the time. So you get to sort of experience a really harrowing take on World War II from a really interesting angle. Night Witches, coming soon from Bully Pulpit Games.
That's so I understand you do a lot of educational games. Why do you think that people need to learn?
I don't think people need to learn, Dr. Tom. People learn naturally. It's hardwired into our brains. Now, I don't know how it is with frogs, but with people, that's just how it is. People are always learning and growing, exploring, and I think that can happen in lots of different ways. I'm fascinated by history, and I find that there are compelling stories in history that have yet to be told or yet to be illuminated, and that can really give people empathy and appreciation for other people's lives and situations. I find that very satisfying, so that's something I'm kind of drawn to.
That's pretty cool. I could dig with that. Now, I'm a little confused about this other thing. You keep throwing around a term called American Freeform. I've understand that means no dice, no game master, and no tables? No tables, Jason? What's going on?
Sometimes there are tables. American Freeform is a name for a sort of hybrid live-action tabletop gaming style. That's really it's a name that some people use and some people don't. Other people might call it semi-live play, or freeform. Freeform has a very broad definition, and if you ask someone in the UK, it means something very different, or in Australia it means something different. And then there's also online freeform. So there's a pretty big world of this stuff. But basically, it's sort of our take on it is kind of like parlor LARP or chamber LARP, often focused games that you can play in an evening or in a few hours. That have a pretty heavy emotional punch quite often, and that you can play with your friends in a sort of LARPy way, but with some tabletop mechanics on the back end quite often, or some things that have been pulled from tabletop to improve play. And sometimes you can play them around a table too, so it's a little confusing, but it's intensely satisfying. And Dr. Tom, I hope that the next time we're at a convention together, you'll try out one of these games.
Oh.
Is that a deal?
Yes. Yes, okay. That is a deal.
Because they're open to all kinds of people. A frog could play just as easily as a person. So I welcome you, sir.
I would hope so, because, there are some games that are a little exclusionary. That's a word, right? Yes, and one of those games. Are you familiar with D. Vincent Croker's game, Apocalypse Pond? What? I've heard of this. Yes, I thought you might have. Talk about an exclusionary game. Here's a game where you can't even play a person. You can play a frog, you can play a beaver, you can play a toad, but you can't play a person. What's up with that? I want to be able to play whatever I want. Listen, there have to be rules. And exclusionary. We need to talk about the frog experience, Jason. Uh-huh. Okay, you want me to have empathy for the frog experience. I see. And this is, something that really should appeal to me because it's grounded in reality, right? We're exploring a truth of nature, right? I don't need a truth of nature. I just want to be able to shoot stuff. Well, anyway, D. Vincent Croker is a great game designer and also an amphibian, so you guys have a lot in common, and I'm sure that you would enjoy it. I encourage you to give it a shot. Apocalypse Pond, great game. Oh man, that sounds rocking. I gotta get my mitts on that, baby. Super cool. You'll like it. I have got a serious question for you now. Okay, serious question. Lay it on me. Are you ready? Yeah. I thought since Night Witches is a Russian themed game. Yeah. That the serious question I have for you is, who do you like better? Who is more relatable, Boris or Natasha? Oh man, you're really putting me on the spot here. I like them both. I'm sorry to give you... No. You've already talked about your freeform LARPs. You've already talked about freeform. You've got all your hippy dippy stuff. You've got to make a choice. All right, okay. You know what? I'm going to choose the one that I had a crush on as a kid, and that would be Boris. So there you go. I'm going to go with Boris. There you have it. America and the world. Jason Morningstar prefers Boris. Natasha, people, you should get on that. It needs to be a meme. I'm sorry. I have to say, Jason, you have been an absolute thrill to have on. Thank you for coming on the Dr. Tom the Frog Show. It's been my pleasure. I'll come back anytime.
You just watched the Dr. Tom the Frog Show, and we hope that you liked what you saw, yo. But if it was a big waste of your time, well, it's free, so that's not a crime. But if it was a waste of your time, yes, it's free, so that's not a crime.